If you're new to spray paint art, be sure to watch the supplies section and the paint layering guide. You'll find these selections on the menu screen of this DVD. So let's not waste any more time, right? Let's begin. This first painting is pretty basic, but it's great for practicing texturing and making cave walls and planets. The first color we will be using is yellow, and you want to spray a medium layer right here towards the middle right hand corner. Then spray a few dots of orange right on top of the yellow, just a light layer. You can see here what's left on the paper and the planet texture that's left behind. Okay, so now we want to shade the planets. So take your can of black. Now you want to try to use an arced motion as you spray so that the shaded area is curved. Next, take a small planet stencil and lightly lay it down. We're going to start the layering for the cave walls underneath. So spray a medium layer of yellow all along the outside. Depending on how hot it is outside or inside where you're painting, you could go a medium or heavy layer of yellow. Spraying more paint will give you more time in hot conditions, and then start covering the areas around the planets. Hold the can about 6 inches away and just keep the can moving as you spray. You don't have to cover everything. There can still be some spots of color showing through, and on your painting they'll be oval shaped instead of round. Now you can lift up the planet stencils. Be careful not to accidentally push them down as you start to pull them up. You can see how handy those little tabs are for picking up the planet stencils. You can learn how to make those in the supply section of this DVD. This next step you only have to do if the paint has become too dry on the outside of the painting. If your cave walls are coming out dark, press firmer into the paper as you peel it away. By doing this, the piece of paper will pick up more of the darker colors on top, like the black, blue, and purple, which will make the brighter colors show up more. Try not to let the paper slide around. Now you'll notice here not all of the paint lifted off with the piece of paper. That's because the paint is becoming dry. So just spray a little bit of clear on there and go over it again. You'll notice it's a lot brighter. Now I already know the paint is too dry to lift off right now. You can use your finger as you run it along the piece of paper to draw the shape of the rock you want. Next, lightly shade the very corner of the painting. If you want to add some highlights to the rock work, you can spray some clear paint along the edges and use your palette knife to scrape in some highlights. The harder you press, the thicker and brighter the lines will be. You want to make sure you vary the width of the lines you're making with the palette knife. If you carve out one solid straight line that's the same width all the way through, it's not going to look as natural. You can do this by changing the amount of pressure you are applying to the tip of the palette knife blade as you're scraping the paint away. If you find yourself wondering where you should highlight on the rocks, a lot of the time I look at the lines that are... The more clear spray paint you spray, the easier it's going to be for you to highlight the rocks. Just be careful not to spray too much. A little goes a long way. The pen will scratch into the paint and create the signature. Also be sure to date it. Looks like we're all finished with this painting. Let's take a closer look.